a lot of cargo has been delivered via the U.S. pier and is now on the beach, apparently. Is the UN involved in any way at all with that cargo?
At this stage, there's, as you know, the World Food Program handles the logistics of the floating dock, and until security concerns are addressed, they remain willing to help, but we're not in a position to resume our activities there at this point.
And I assume by that statement that there is still no update on the security review.
The update is that the review is going. But one of the things that I want to take seriously, and I think we might have more to say about this in the days to come, is that there have been, even in recent days, fairly close calls involving UN personnel. Earlier today, I've heard a report that World Food Program personnel were carrying out activities near Kareem Shalom, and there was IDF tank fire about 40 meters away from that position. So this is something we're looking at. We're trying to see what happened there, but we take this very seriously. Dezhi.
Yeah, a follow-up on Edie's question on the floating dock. You said you're the WFP, they're constantly doing this security assessment. I'm just wondering, because you gave an example.
The security assessment is by our security colleagues,
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
Department
right,
of
okay.
Safety and Security.
Because you just gave us an example of the situation in Kareem Shalom. So is that security assessment cover the whole Gaza Strip or just the road in the floating dock?
Well, obviously our security people assess security throughout Gaza, as they do everywhere where we operate. But for the purposes of activity at the floating dock, we're talking about the security situation involving the floating dock in that perimeter.
So can you remind us what is the major concern? It's the neutrality, the IDF and Hamas crossfire, or it's the unruling people who might self-deliver those aids?
Well, there's a number of concerns, but the basic one is to preserve the neutrality and independence of our operations, so that the safety of our workers on the ground can be ensured.
2 years ago, there are $7 billion frozen by U.S. government on the Afghanistan, the Federal Reserve. Does the Secretary General urge U.S. to release that fund? Because today, in the Security Council discussion, obviously $7 billion is quite a big number for the economy there.
Well, obviously, this is something that the members of the Security Council themselves have been discussing. We expect them to continue those discussions as well as the parties in
What is the
Doha.
position from the Secretary General?
Ultimately, the Secretary General believes that the money of the Afghan people should be used by the Afghan people. So there should be some framework where that can happen. Obviously, that is something that remains under discussion.